I am in the process of a first ever playthrough of Genshin Impact on my channel. That's why I didn't watch the trailer for this announcement, but I do know that there was an announcement to do with Genshin Impact at opening night live for Gamescom. It was that Genshin Impact is coming to Xbox. This is a huge deal, even though there was quite a few people that tried to maybe like brush past it or didn't understand why it was a big deal, but Genshin Impact is a $1.5 billion game. Like, let's just get the money aspect out of the way. Every year it makes like $1.5 billion, or that's how much it actually grosses. And I'm sorry, but that is like a huge deal for any machine, whether it be an iPad, a Switch, a PlayStation, or an Xbox to get a game like that. And I think having a game like this on Xbox just expands the player base. This is nothing but a good thing. This is nothing but a great thing. For me, I never get into console war stuff. If there's a game I love that gets ported to another console that I don't own, which like at this stage it's like, you know, whatever, I honestly feel it's just like, hey, more people get to play the game that I love dearly, and I've always felt that way. It's the same thing whenever like a game gets ported to PC. It's like, why would I ever be upset that like a console I own loses an exclusive when I love that game? I want more people to be able to play that game, and vice versa. I love when a console I own gets a port from like PC that was a PC game for a while. Example, Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate came out on PC and then came out on console later on, and it was like, oh my god, this is amazing. I get to play this amazing game. I get to play this beautiful, beautiful game. And I really feel as though there is no part of this news that is bad. I don't look at the Genshin conversation, so I can't comment on whether people have been saying that, oh, it's coming to Xbox is bad. I don't think they would. I don't see why you would do that. Right now, I can only see this as absolutely good news, to be honest, because there's no console war thing in my head. This is just more people playing Genshin, more people playing a game that I love. It's coming out November 20th. I don't know the impact it's going to have on like Xbox players, because we do know, like, legitimately there are factual information out there that shows that Xbox players worldwide, maybe not just in America, but worldwide, have a different I guess they play different games. They usually have like a different mindset when it comes to playing games. They don't always play the exact same games that everyone on PlayStation plays, and that's because there are different games across different consoles. But they have shown that like a lot of JRPGs are played in a kind of different manner, or they don't always do as well, at least in Japan, on Xbox, and that's why they're not always ported to Xbox. For me personally, I have an Xbox. I love the Xbox. I think it's a great machine. I don't mind this whatsoever. I think this is absolutely fantastic news that we're getting a machine, another machine that plays Genshin. Now, for me, I'm very new to Genshin in terms of like other players, like compared to other players who are in my audience. I've only started playing Genshin this year. I started playing in January, but I'm already hooked, and it's already one of my top 5 favorite games of all time. The way I just like got overly excited for another machine that I'm not going to be playing Genshin on. I played Genshin on the PlayStation 5, that's my account. But like getting excited for the fact that I know that more people get to play this game. That's what this game has done to me. I'm excited that other people get to play this game now, that more people get to play this game, and that you can just download it for free. You can download this game for free, get your 10 free pulls, get Noel, get your Noel, guys. Xbox players, get Noel, get the 10 free pulls. I really, if you have an Xbox out there, legitimately, if you have an Xbox and you're in my audience, or if you came by this video and you're in my audience, and you're not in my audience, but you came by this video and you're like an Xbox player who only plays an Xbox, when it comes out on Xbox, comment under one of my videos and tell me what your freaking first pulls were if you did pull something, because that's always interesting to me. Because in my first pull, my first random pull, I got Sarah and I got Sayu. And I think it'll be really cool to see what you guys get as well. Please legitimately tell me. And like, if we have enough, we'll make like a video out of it as well. Just to read the actual blurb that they gave about this game as well, which I actually think is really interesting to see. It's Genshin Impact is an open world adventure RPG. In this game, set forth on a journey across the world called Teyvat. In this vast world, you can explore the 7 nations, meet a diverse cast of characters with unique personalities and abilities, 100%, and fight powerful enemies together with them, all on the way during your quest to find your lost sibling. You can also wander freely, immersing yourself in a world filled with life and your sense of wonder to lead you to uncover all of its mysteries until you are at long last reunited with your lost sibling and bear witness to the culmination of all things at the end of your journey. I think it's a great blurb. That's what's on the Microsoft Store. But I can say this as well. For any person out there who has an Xbox, who came across this video and is like a bit like maybe weary, first of all, it's free. You don't have to worry about it. They're not going to take anything from you. They don't steal anything from you. I know people say gacha games are scary, but legitimately, you will not lose anything by downloading this game. I think from the first few minutes, you will be hooked. They show an epic cutscene at the start. They set the tone for what the game is very, very early on, and the game gets a bit like more emotional and darker as the game goes on as well. There's so many amazing quests. If you're a fan of JRPGs, you're going to be a fan of this game. If you're a fan of action RPGs, you're going to be a fan of this game. If you love beautiful landscapes, you're going to love this game. If you love music in video games, you're going to die for this game. If you legitimately like love great character designs, this is a game for you as well. On the Xbox, you might have played a game called Tales of Arise, or you might have played any other of the Tales games like Tales of Vesperia that also came, or Tales of Symphonia that came to Xbox, and that's the closest thing I can relate to Genshin in terms of like how good character design can be, how good visuals can be, how good dialogue can be, how good music can be. While they're not the same at all, but like that's the closest thing I can relate it to for anyone who's like maybe on the fence about downloading it. But really, you lose nothing. If you're an Xbox fan out there, please download it. I think you'll actually legitimately have a good time. And even if you don't want to spend a bit of money, you can actually get some really good characters like I did very early on, and it can be a very enjoyable experience. Obviously, I have an audience supporting me as well, so it's a bit different, so like don't take my word completely on the collecting characters aspect of things. I can say that it's an emotional story. It's a story that you would not expect. I didn't expect for it to be this absolutely beautiful campaign, and I mean a full-on campaign, a full-on story with a bunch of side quests where you get to learn in-depth things about each character in this game. And while sometimes some characters go more in depth than others, the little things matter in Genshin, and I think that's something that you will get so attached to. That's something I got attached to as well. Hanging out with certain characters in this game that weren't considered like absolutely main characters, but learning little tiny details about them made me love them even more. Legitimately, I think you will enjoy stuff. If you enjoy games like that, you will definitely enjoy this. I think if you're a person who doesn't really, who likes kind of, I guess, the multiplayer aspect of things, and you can still play this game and have fun with your friends. If you're a person who doesn't want to do the main campaigns of things, you can still explore the world and have a good time with that, and have a good time, like, you know, exploring the landscapes because they're still very beautiful. But I think you're gonna get hooked, like I did. I think it's very easy to get hooked in this game. The final sell I have on this game, and I don't have to sell to my audience, but if anyone happens across this and they're thinking about getting Genshin, take all the gacha elements out of it, right? Even though they're a big part of it. But I think that's what always scares people. Take all that out of it, and instead, think about my first time in Genshin, when I first entered the first town, which is Mondstadt. And I felt like I never wanted to leave again. But every world in this game, every town you go to, every place you visit is incredible. It has its own story, has its own culture, has its own people, has moments that you will never forget. I think about these towns. I think about Inazuma. I think about even like Sumeru. Now we haven't even gone through the full way through Sumeru, but I think about Inazuma, I think about Liyue, I think about Mondstadt. And like even when I warp there in the game, because I can go there at any time, I warp there in the game. And like every time I go to Mondstadt, I'm filled with like this happiness of home. And again, every time I go to Inazuma or Liyue, I remember the memories I've had of that place too. If you are a fan of JRPGs or RPGs in general, or just great stories, I urge you to just download Genshin. Give it a try. Not that you need me to tell you this. This is a gigantic game that like I'm sure you will be trying, but I genuinely think this is a good thing. It's a great thing that more people get to play this game. I want to say thank you to my patrons before we go. Tyfire2, Jamie Bull, Jana the Banana, The Ghost of Inazuma, Felicious Felix, Eskun, Yuld, Radish, Anusa, Shabbatterbed, Malcolm Kunde, Death Trap, and Lynx Markey.